I'm Kevin Torgerson with the Olmsted County Sheriff's Office, and with me up here is Chief Deputy Jim Schuler from the Sheriff's Office, Captain Tim Parkin on the far right from our office, and then also behind us is Mayor Jimmy John King from the City of Stewartville, Nicole Raymaker from the President of the Stewartville School Board, and Superintendent Belinda Selfors with the Stewartville School District. I've got a brief statement that I'm going to read, and then Superintendent Selfors has a statement to be read, and then we'll have a time for some questions, whatever we can. Obviously, as you know, and it seems like a thing that is just a common statement, but I do have to make a statement in that sense that we are heavily involved in a very ongoing incident, and there's not a lot of questions that you can answer or add to any additional comments beyond what we're going to say here. So please honor and respect that, and we'll move forward. So at approximately 5 a.m. this morning, our dispatch received a call that a person had been shot in the parking lot of the Stewartville High School located at 440 6th Avenue Southwest in the city of Stewartville. Our deputies immediately were dispatched and responded to the scene. Deputies learned as they arrived that 2 people had been shot in the parking lot. Deputies, school staff, Stewartville first responders, Stewartville Fire Department, and Mayo Clinic Ambulance all responded to the scene and provided medical care as quickly as possible. A juvenile male victim was transported to St. Mary's Hospital in Rochester by Mayo Clinic Ambulance Service and went immediately into surgery. The initial investigation revealed that a bus was in the front of the school getting ready to transport the wrestling team to a meet. One of the teammates was walking in the parking lot when a gunshot was heard by others. The victim was located on the ground in the parking lot, I might add, by coaching staff. As other staff and students were looking around at that moment to see what had happened, they heard a second shot. An adult male was located laying on the ground nearby with a rifle in hand. The subject appeared to have suffered a self-inflicted gunshot wound. This subject was then pronounced deceased at the scene. A reunification center was set up with the assistance of Stewartville school staff. The students were reunited with their families as soon as possible. And additional counselors and chaplains from our chaplain corps and the Rochester Police Department chaplain corps responded and assisted at the reunification center. All students and parents have been reunified at this time. For the victim's family, the student that was transported to the hospital, they have given us permission to release this much. He is in the hospital, he has been in surgery, and he is in critical but stable condition at this time. I cannot go into any other details from that point forward. The Sheriff's Office has been in contact with both families of the involved parties as well, so including the party that was deceased at the scene. We have been in communication with them, and they are fully cooperating at this moment with our investigation. The Sheriff's Office will continue the investigation and the events surrounding this incident to understand what took place and provide possible answers going forward. Our condolences go out to everyone here behind me that they represent. Sorry, it's emotional. This incident has impacted far more than just the families involved, obviously, but we do care so much about them and how we move forward with them from this point forward. We ask everyone here and everyone out there watching to honor and respect their privacy and support them, because this will be a difficult time moving forward. Clearly, the impact and the space and giving them their space and the process to be with their family and friends is critical at this point in time. So at this point, I'm going to turn it over to Superintendent Selfors, and then we'll be back for questions.
Good morning. I'm Belinda Selfors. I'm Superintendent of Stewartville Public Schools. As Sheriff Torgerson mentioned, early this morning at 5 a.m., there was a shooting in the parking lot at our high school. As soon as we learned about the situation this morning, we canceled classes for all students across the district to prioritize their safety and the safety of our staff and to give law enforcement full access to the scene. The campus area has been secured and we are following our established safety protocols. We are fully cooperating with the police investigation. Because the investigation is ongoing, I cannot share further details at this time. We remain grateful for the support of the Olmsted County Sheriff's Department and all law enforcement officers who are assisting us. Here in our school district, our focus is on the safety and well-being of our staff, our students, and our families. Care and support will be available for students and staff over the weekend and when school resumes on Monday. Information about our response plans will be shared with families as soon as we have them finalized. We are here to support our students, our staff, and our communities in any way that we can. I want to express our deep appreciation to the Olmsted County Sheriff's Department, the Minnesota State Highway Patrol, our district leadership team, and our high school counselors for their efforts this morning. This is an incredible, difficult day for our community. In times like these, it is important that we come together to support each other. I ask that we show grace and kindness, avoid speculation, and keep supporting one another. Finally, we ask that you please lift all of our students, all of our staff, and all of our communities up in prayer. Thank you.
Okay, if there are any questions, again, I'm just going to caution you, there's a lot that I can't talk about, and this group here behind me is not going to be able to discuss it this time, but if there is a clarification question or something else, we'll take it at this time. So.
I have a question here. What is like the safety protocol here at the school? I mean, this is maybe more a question directed at you, Superintendent. Just curious what kind of safety protocols there are in place and maybe what that looks like out of school hours as well.
Well, I think you hit it on the head at the end of your question, and that is this didn't happen during a school day. So it didn't affect the school itself other than they canceled school for the day, and there'll be further information coming out. But there was no need for a lockdown or any of that. We did secure the kids on the bus and took care of them while we sorted things out, but there really wasn't any other things that you needed to do as far as getting into a full plan and developing that because it happened before school started, so which was in one way maybe a saving grace.
You mentioned that this occurred as the wrestling team was boarding a bus. Was
right.
The adult male and the juvenile there for that reason as well?
The juvenile was. I can't get into an investigation at this point. I'm not sure exactly what the adult male's purpose for being there was, but the student was there, and he's part of the wrestling team.
Are you able to provide the age of the student?
I don't, because I don't even know it. He's a high school student. That's all I know.
Have there been any recent incidents reported at the school? Anything like bullying or any sort of...
At this point, we don't have that, any of that information as far as what may have led up to this. That's still going to be part of the investigation. So, yeah, we'll have to deal with that this time. And again, I got to just say this again, that we have an individual who committed suicide. And we need to be honoring and respecting that family as well. Granted, we have a shooting that happened prior to that, but we have to be very careful of how we talk about this in that respect as well, because we've got another family here that's suffering in a great way and in a very unexpected way. So we can't get into their relationship. I don't know what it is at this point in time, and we'll just have to leave it at that.
Do you know the age of the shooter?
I do not. He's an adult. That's all I know.
For the student who was shot, do we know the grade at least, or is that maybe something we can't?
Just yeah. I think
High school student.
High school students the best we can do right now. So
Did this occur just then outside the vehicle?
in the parking lot. In the parking lot.
In the parking lot.
Yep.
And was the juvenile injury, was that right in the same proximity?
In the parking lot. Yep. All in the same proximity.
In terms of the weapon used, you said it's a rifle. Are you able to provide any more details on what
No.
type of rifle, what make?
I wouldn't have any clue at this point.
Do you know how many students were on the bus heading to the tournament?
I think we had heard earlier there was approximately 40 wrestlers and coaches that were to be loading on the bus, and I don't know what time they were expected to leave, but most of them were there. I will add this too, that we do know that most of the students on the bus didn't even know what happened. The coaches that responded to the initial victim, the student victim. At least one of them heard something and then looked and saw the individual down in the parking lot. So, and they responded. I got to give those guys credit. They did a phenomenal job. Clearly not expecting to do that, to render aid in that manner, but they did a phenomenal job. And then our deputies got on scene and did what they could, along with our fire department, first responders, and mail ambulance. I mean, you just can't give those first responders enough credit. But those coaches did a phenomenal job right from the get-go to help the juvenile victim. And like I said, critical and stable. That's a really good report at this point in time from the hospital.
Is there a known relationship between the adult?
That I don't know. We're trying to sort that out with the investigation. I don't honestly know at this point in time.
It didn't appear to be a random target.
It doesn't initially, but again, I don't have the full report from the investigators. We just finished interviewing the team and coaches and everyone, so there's still a lot left to be done to investigate that. So
Are you able to say where the victim was shot, like where on the
I
body?
can't. I don't even know.
You mentioned you just finished interviewing all of the team members and the coaches. Have they all been allowed to go home at this point?
They've all been reunified with their families, and some are staying together at our reunification center, but most of them, as I understand it, have already gone home. And as Superintendent mentioned in her comments, that they'll continue the support throughout the weekend and then obviously into the next week. Because again, this doesn't just affect that core group that was there. It affects the entire school district, our entire community. So these kind of things are very far-reaching when it comes to that, obviously. So there will be support available as long as that support is needed. That's how we do things.
Can you explain how complicated a surgical procedure for something like this would be?
I have no idea. I'm not a.
And you don't know where this victim was shot?
I do not know. I do not know.
Or how many times?
I don't know. Can't tell you.
You mentioned some of the people heard the shot. Did anybody witness?
No, not my understanding. Anybody saw it. They just heard something, looked out, and then saw a student down, and immediately responded and started whatever medical care they had. I mean, these guys didn't have a clue. I mean, they could have thought he slipped on the ice or something. They had no idea what they were responding to. Obviously, it's not in their wheelhouse to prepare for something like that either.
Is the alleged shooter from the Stewartville area? Or
I can't comment on that at this time.
Can you talk about how rare something like this is in this town of Stewartville?
Very rare. It never happens. We just don't have that kind of thing here.
Right. So how does that affect kind of how you...
Well, I mean, we prepare for it, obviously, and there's critical incident plans. I mean, I shouldn't say it never happens. Yeah, we've had some moments. Obviously, every community has its moments, but it's not a common occurrence, I guess, if that's your question. No, this is not very uncommon for any of our communities here in Olmsted County, and so it is a unique piece. And as far as our preparation for it, yeah, we prepare all the time. I mean, our public safety guys, we all know each other, and we all know these folks, and so we all know that we all have a plan and we all have a place, and if and when something terrible happens like this tragedy, we all know where we need to be and what we need to do and how we need to support each other. So close-knit communities do that stuff.
Is the adult who shot himself a coach or a teacher or an employee with the school?
I don't know what the connection is at this point in time.
Thank you.
Yep.
You mentioned there's a lot. We still don't know a lot. We're still trying to figure out. Is there anything else we can say at this time about what's next for the investigation?
Well, yeah, it's a lot of sorting through all the interviews, looking at cameras, phones. I mean, there's all kinds of things that we commonly do in any kind of investigation, whether it's an incident like this or something else, if it's a theft or a burglary or whatever. So, yeah, our investigators will be full speed ahead. We have had some communication with the BCA, the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension. They are not on their way, but we have had communication with those folks and shared what they can share and whatnot. So, but our guys are leading that investigation and will continue. So, all the basic investigative things that need to happen will continue to happen. And if there is some more information in regards to the case, we'll certainly let you all know. I think from this point forward, our greater concern, besides our investigation, is taking care and supporting the school district in the city of Stewartville and Racine, school district and the communities here, because obviously there's a lot more to come down the road. It's just dealing with this and healing. That's really the bottom line. We need to heal and move on and take care of the people that have been directly affected. So.
What can people do to support the families involved?
Just be there for them. They'll obviously reach out. Clearly, in any of these situations where people are affected in such a horrific way, sometimes they don't know what kind of help they need. Like I said, we had our chaplaincy group. I know there was some other pastoral folks here from the community that were here already. School counselors were deployed immediately to the school and to be with the team. So I feel really comfortable and confident in saying that the school district has done a phenomenal job in supporting the students and the coaches. They know who they can reach out to. So, and I know that the community and others within the community are going to reach out and have already reached out to some of them. So support comes from within, and those folks will, I really trust they'll do the best they can. And as superintendent said, the worst thing that can happen in any of these situations is people just start speculating on this or that or relationships and all these kind of things. That is not going to help anybody, ever. So if we can just not do that, I know that's a big ask in the world of social media, but if people can just not speculate and not make up their own stories or think they heard this or that and then share that, and then the whole world that's in some spotted world out there in social media starts to make up stories. We don't need that. Nobody ever needs that. No community ever does. So we've got a really core group of folks in place here to help and support these families. And I know the people standing behind us from the school district and the city of Stewartville are going to do everything they can to help and support us here, not only these folks up here, but the folks in the back of the room. All we want to do is move forward and help and support these folks. So they're going to get a lot of great support. So.
Is the school going to remain closed on Monday?
The school district will put out any other statements in regards to activities and other things. They'll be releasing that information. I think that was in your statement, that they'll release that information as it comes available. There's a lot of other things that need to go on. Obviously, there's no school today, and we are on a weekend, so there may be a little bit of a blessing in that too. But we also know that, from my experience being around the schools for quite a number of years, quite some time ago, it's also good to have the kids together, and they can support each other too. So we're not preventing that from happening, but as we said, Monday there will be resources available, and they'll go on from there. So any further comments will come from the school district on how they handle the school and what's going to be available and what's not available and so on and so forth. So.
At this time, are you aware of any sort of note that the suspect may have left behind?
I don't know anything that led up to this at all at this point. We're just still working through that as far as the investigation goes. I know it'd be nice to have some more answers, but I can't give them to you.
And
Appreciate it.
Just to clarify, you're not sure if this was a targeted shooting or if this was.
I don't.
Did the person purposely shoot?
I can say this much, that we don't, and I think I put this out in our first statement, that we know and are very comfortable in saying that there's no further threat or shouldn't be any further concern for anyone at this point in time. We'll have to just leave it at that at this point in time. We're trying to dissect this thing as much as we can to understand why this happened. Again, obviously, because we have a deceased person here who shot the young person, the student. We're not going to get all the answers, and probably never will. So that's one of the hard things in any of these cases like this, where there's some things we just aren't going to ever be able to answer. But we'll try to figure that out. But again, that may not be something we want to give to the public, because it might not be their business either, as to what might have been a dynamic between people. We just don't know. So, okay, we're going to get out of here. Thank you, folks. Appreciate it.
You have hard copies of the press